Hello, everybody. It's your friend Sarmate here with another episode of Settlement Survival. And I just want to take a second to thank everybody for the amazing support on every episode in this series. It's kind of been mind-blowing, and I really appreciate it. So if you have subscribed at all, I just want to give you a thank you, and I appreciate it very much. Now, for our episode, what I wanted to do was work on getting us some more technology stuff and things. Well, something else has occurred. And right here, we have had a murderer on the loose. This guy says, Carl the child, I'm assuming is what that is, has been murdered. The killer is still at large. Now, this is like the third or fourth time that a message like this has appeared. So, we went up here, we went to quality of life, we grabbed the police station, and luckily it's only timber and stone, so it's super easy to make. So we're going to get in that built right away so that this killer can be caught. And we'll put this, oh, it looks like it's got a big radius, so I'm wondering if that has to be within the radius of the people. So maybe we'll do one there, and we'll do another one down here, and it looks like we would need a third one over here, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. Well, let's get these built, and then we can catch this murderer. We're still in the sad side over here, and that means that the people are losing their desire to procreate, which means we're going to have a harder time getting more people. But while that's getting built, we can deal with this, which is going to help us with everything else. So within our tech trees, I got the paper mill. The paper mill is using our reeds, or to remember we have two reed guys over here working. Well, only one is working. They are making the reeds. They are making the paper from the reeds, and those are going to our research institutes. So we have one there, one here, and we also have a school that is getting us research progress. I'm wondering if the school is going to benefit from the paper as well, but I'm not sure about that yet. It doesn't look like it. It also looks like we've been having a hard time getting paper to these other places, because we've only made 30 paper in the last year. That's not a lot. So I think it's just getting sucked up and used right away. So we're going to need to have another person working with Frank over here to get some more paper going. And that means we're going to need at least another person working in the reed farm. And so that's going to be, a couple people. And then we are going to need at least 2 people for our sheriffs. And then we have another problem we're running out of water. So we only have 28 water, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th well up. So we're going to have to shift some more people to be water fetchers because people are getting thirsty. And then an even further problem is going to be, look at all these people that are graduating from school all at once. See, and again, has been murdered. They're still at large. So we got 13 workers. Heck yeah, that's amazing. So let's get some police going. We got Philip the policeman, and then we're going to have Maxine the police person. So we'll have 2 sheriffs working to catch this guy who's looks like they're just killing children, so they have to go immediately. I'm glad that happened. All of a sudden we have 13 people. We needed them really badly. So let's get them distributed to where we were just talking about. That's going to be here. Papermaker. We'll get that guy going. Ophelia's in there. We'll get another person working on the reeds. Kathy. Maybe we do 2 more people on reeds because we are also not creating any more baskets because our basket weaver died. So let's get that back in action. I'm wondering what's going to happen when they find the murderer, if it's going to say something about it. We'll get 2 more people working on this well. We'll get a couple of people working here. And that should be plenty. We have 9 people getting water, so we should have plenty of water. The sheriff found 1 murderer. You can choose to exile them. This is the guy who's been murdering everybody. Was accused as the murderer. We don't know for sure. Okay, interesting. So I'm wondering how I can choose to exile them. I wonder if we go to, what does this say? Oh, banish? We can choose to exile them. Was accused as the murderer. So let's see if we can find somebody else that is accused. Because just because you're accused doesn't mean you did it, right? So let's just give it a minute. We'll see if anybody comes up. Let's check this out. See, okay, we need more water for our distillery as well. So those water fetchers are going to be very, very useful for us. Looks like we have another labor. And another thing for our raw material. So our timber is doing okay, but we're using a lot of it for another problem, which is the cold. And so let's get another logger working, because we might have to exile that other logger too. And over here, I wanted to process some of this animal dung into domestic fuel, but it looks like we don't have any more here. So let's shift this back to timber, and we'll get a couple people working in here as well. And we'll try to get to this 1,000 cap on our fuel. We haven't been close to it for quite a while, so we'll need to get that back in action. Let's see if we got any other person who was accused as our murderer. It doesn't look like it. I wonder if there's no way to even see what's going on as far as this person themselves is messing around. Weird. Trying to get warm, getting clothes, planting trees. Let's just wait. Farmer Jimmy has been murdered. All right, 2 people. Okay, so now we have Andy as a water fetcher, and we have 3 people now. Oh boy. I wish there was more information. I wish it would like tell me, oh, they have found this and this person did this, and that's why we are accusing them. Take down suspects to avoid more casualties in the town. The killer is still at large. Oh, I don't know what to do. Because if we let these guys run around, they are just going to keep taking out people, and it's just going to get worse and worse. The problem is if we exile the wrong person, then we're losing citizens. But we do have a bunch of immigrants on the way. I'll tell you what. Let's pull the old teacher move where one person's bad, everybody gets in trouble. So we're going to banish this guy. The exiled citizen will leave the town and family's happiness will be greatly reduced. Are you sure you want to exile this citizen? Yes, because I don't have any other information on the killer, and we can't have killers running around my town. Ooh, the person who runs a bathhouse is a murderer. That's sketchy. All right, so now, hopefully, we won't have any more murders. Otherwise, we have just wasted 3 of our perfectly fine citizens, and I'm going to feel bad. It looks like the police stations have increased citizen happiness by 20%, which is great. We really needed that. Oh no, the sheriff found another murderer. Oh boy. Butcher Emily has been murdered. I mean, do I just exile all of their targets? I don't know, dude. What do I... Okay, I guess I have to banish them. I guess if you're accused, you're out in this town. which really stinks. I'm wondering if there's some kind of improvement that we can get that will help us know a little bit more, but it doesn't look like it. It's just police station, and they're just pinning down suspects. So that I don't like that at all. Anyways, hopefully we have dealt with that. We can check on our paper progress. What's going on? It's a lack of raw materials here, so we need more reeds. We did just have 4 people go into reeds, right? Okay, 3 now. Maybe one of those was one of the murderers. I learned something, which I don't know how many other buildings it's going to affect, but if we want to build our house, we can change what the house looks like. I'm just going to show you over here. All the houses that I've built have looked like this, but if you hit F, they change ever so slightly. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's a variety of artworks that go with it. I think there's only 4 there, but that's cool. Oh no, another murderer. Fisherman Gabby has been murdered. We're just... Okay, I've exiled like how many people now? I don't know if I sit here and I watch one person and like see if this person goes to... Like, for example, if this person was by the fisherman place and they murdered somebody, that would tell me like a little bit more evidence, right? That they were there at least. Is that right? And at this point, like, I don't know if this person even ever came over here or was in contact with that other person. So it's just like, I don't know what to do. So maybe we just keep an eye on this person for a little while and we'll see what they do. I guess they might not kill again, but you never know. So I'm just gonna follow this person around. It looks like we'll have immigrants coming in just a little bit. And so I'll accept those people and we'll get them working. So I'll let you know what we find out about Alice here. I decided not to exile anybody, and the murders have stopped. So I think part of it is the town happiness is just getting too dang low. And so what I did to make this green again was I got over here into the quality of life. So, you know that we got the police station, we got the church upgrades, and we got the theater and entertainment. So I did a bunch of stuff to get the happiness up, and I realized that some of our radiuses are not quite good enough. So partially why this health is so low too was because the clinic was only taking care of like half our people. So I was like, okay, well, let's put another clinic in. So we got another clinic in right here. Or that's a church, actually. This is a clinic. So that's covering up everybody else. And we have 2 theaters going in. One's here and one's here. We don't have anybody quite working there yet, but as soon as I get some immigrants or somebody... Oh, look at that. We got our immigrants right here. We are going to have a couple of actors working. And let's make sure that we got somebody here. We got another doctor. We got a cleric working in the church. And we'll have another bathhouse here. So now everybody is going to be covered with these basic things. We're also having a couple of food problems. We are at a whole 0 food. So we have a bunch more peas and oat farms over here. And I was going to throw in most of these immigrants into those. We are down to 94 people again. So we were 100 plus. And I think the murders and all these, like, see, these guys are all freezing cold. And I think all of that has severely killed our population. So we'll put a bunch of people into farming, and hopefully we'll be able to get back on track with our food. You can see here we have a snowstorm on the way. Temperatures drop to extremely low levels. Requires warm clothing to work outside for long periods of time. I'm worried about that because look, we also have 0 fuel. So we're really hurting on a couple of those things. No food, no fuel, basics that we need to have ironed out by now. Part of the loss of population was a lot of our loggers. So with the loggers dropping, that means we have had less domestic fuel progress. So it's been, you know, we're doing better on one side, and then the other side gets off balance and it's not doing great anymore. We had to put in a couple more cemeteries. I realized that these are filling up pretty quickly, so I just decided to put a couple in. So you can see I have 2 more here. That means this logging camp is going to become pretty much useless. And I think this whole area might just end up being cemeteries after a while. So that's a thing in itself. And the next thing we're going to do, I found something. And that is under the quality of life stuff here. So we have tents. Now, I was totally ignoring tents because a rough house for a 3-person family, no restriction on the construction location, blah, 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 a bunch of garbage. Why would I want a tent? But below the tent, after the tent, check this out. House upgrades. Unlock the luxury residence. So we talked about this in the last episode with our the toilets, remember? So I was like, well, why would I be able to, you know, I can't use this until I get to the home textiles, right? Well, I think this is the tree you need to go down before you do that stuff. And so that's what I'm going to be working on. And that's going to be on the next episode. So if you want us to come see that one, you'll have to come back tomorrow. And this is going to wrap up this episode. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I hope that our citizens survive this icy, cold, frigid winter. Look at all these snowflakes. Ooh. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you on the next one.